Welcome to Insomniac Live. This is, I don't know, episode 16, Corey? Something 16. Like that? 16 episodes.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Throw us a quinceañera or something. I don't know. And
that's for 15.
Is it 15?
Yeah. I went to an authentic Mexican quinceañera in Mexico. What was that?
Did they know you were there?
They did. I was at an orphanage. Anyways, I probably shouldn't derail the stream already.
Yeah, so derail. Like, let's just not do anything. Let's just start analyzing everything you just said and break that down. There's so much to unpack.
She wore a beautiful yellow dress. I was like 12 at the time. So.
If you've forgotten who Brandon Winfrey is, Brandon Winfrey, former Insomniac, the former host of Sunset TV. If you played this game, Sunset Overdrive, which is coming up on its 3-year anniversary of release on Xbox One this weekend, which is very exciting. If you haven't played it, you can play it on Xbox One now. It's really cheap. You can get it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to play it.
Buy the DLC as well.
Yeah, the DLC is great. We were going to play the DLC today, but our Xbox needed an update, and it was taking too long. And so we scrambled for a disc so we could even play it at all. So we're going to do some greatest hits, some of our favorite missions from Sunset Overdrive, and jump around the game a little bit with a really overpowered character.
Everybody call Microsoft and complain to them.
No, don't call and complain. It was my fault. I should have checked it this morning, but literally we played Cuphead 2 weeks ago, and I played Sunset after it, and it was right where I wanted, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And then it now requires the fall update, and it was like I said, I should have checked this morning. Too excited because the Dodgers are in the World Series, and we won Game 1 yesterday. But that's just one of our guests. Our other guest, Mark Stuart, a senior designer here at Insomniac Games, a designer responsible for a lot of stuff in Sunset Overdrive, and was responsible for the DLC, which is a big reason we're going to have him here. We will have him back when we do play the DLC, because we'll do that. We love our Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines.
And the DLC monster in the first one.
Yep, also great, the oil rig.
What was that called?
The Moil Rig.
Oh, Mystery of the Moil Rig.
Yes.
Moil Rig.
With the DLC monster.
The DLC monster, that's right.
Yeah.
So, because it's a sea monster. It's a sea creature. DLC monster. Yeah. We had a lot of fun making this game. So we are going to jump off with some fun missions. I don't know who wants to play out of you two.
Dude, I'll try. Let's see here. I've not held a controller.
So, Sonic Destroyer... Oh, no, okay. I thought they were thinking Brandon was Corey. But I realized they just know that Corey is actually in the room now today. Justin's running Jeremy's running the stream. Justin's sitting on a step stool. Corey's in the chat. You got a whole bunch of us here. Brandon's looking for ways to... did you just invert?
I did.
You monster.
It's been a long time.
You're a sick monster. So, we're now about a third of the way into Sunset... Well, maybe not even that. 25% of the way into Sunset Overdrive. Oh, it does... I didn't realize it limited your weapons, too.
Oh.
That's fun. And we've just gotten the air. You've just gotten the air dash when you're doing this mission, and this is probably the most famous boss fight from Sunset Overdrive, or the mission that culminates in the most famous boss fight and the most famous character, Fizzy.
Yes, Fizzy, who I love. I love Fizzy so much.
Can we switch to signal 720?
Oh, is it?
Xbox?
Yeah, there. Sorry. Cuphead. The last time we played, that was
Cuphead's great, by the way.
Yeah, we absolutely love Cuphead. Love. It must have auto-switched back to 1080. I thought we had that switched down. Sorry about the technical issues.
And this game needs to be viewed in its full power.
Cheesecake Wizard 420. Thank you for the follow.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, this was a special game for me, for sure. I think for most Insomniacs
it was an incredible game to work on. It was the yes and game.
And game, the game of improv, where it's truly yes and the whole time.
It's what would be awesome to do? Okay, how can we make it even more awesome?
Yeah, it was, and it was just so much fun to work on and I wasn't there for the beginning of development, really. I'm trying to think of when. I was actually, the very first ideas were starting to happen when I was an intern here, and then I left. And
I love that billboard you just passed, the Guilt Trip billboard. From the jewelry store. Guilt Trip jewelry store,
Yeah.
Oh, the Poppers. Is that Poppers? Is that right? They even say Pop. They tell you what their name is. That was pretty Edgar Wright influenced, the whole... blood and effects spelling out words.
Guilt Trip, Dough Donuts.
Donuts.
There's a Cthulhu sushi somewhere around there.
Yeah, I have that shirt.
Yep.
Oh, Couture.
It's like-
Well, actually, so that was made. I demanded a shirt be made out of that, and it was given away at PAX. And this was solely for Eric Newstetter, who is the Vowel, or E, as Xbox fans know him. We are very good friends, and we were both two of the biggest college football fans in the video game industry. Bill Trennan at Microsoft is up there too, or not at Microsoft, at Nintendo. Jeez. And I demanded that we make the Kuturu sushi shirts for PAX because E is this gigantic Cthulhu fan, and his dog is named Cthulhu. He loves all the Cthulhu stuff, and I was like, oh, we have to make this shirt for E. It just has to happen. Brandon, you're about to get killed.
Oh shit! I was looking at chat.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have a chat monitor yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I know. Brace110, thank you for the follow. Appreciate everyone that follows us on Twitch. We do programming here like 3 days a week roughly, and we try and play different Insomniac games we love, bring different Insomniacs into the studio. Friday we're going to be playing Super Mario Odyssey, which I know a lot of people are very excited about, myself included. Godborn Plus says, how's production on Xbox versus normal games on PS4? Mark, that doesn't really change much for us because we're just building inside of our tools and
like
engine, right?
we're building inside our engine, which
That's not gonna be
fundamentally it
effective
was
against
about
them.
the same.
Right.
I mean, we ran this on Xbox dev kits and whatnot, but
Blame the finger.
probably the easiest thing is because we often use like the Windows controllers when we're on our engine. We didn't have to remap the buttons, whereas sometimes when we're going to PlayStation, it's like, wait, X and A are the same button.
Right. Right, because like those the
Yeah, the prompts don't change.
Right.
So,
which you can actually use like PS4 controllers now with PC relatively easily, but it's just like the built-in support of the Xbox controller on PC is pretty plug and play. Like even when I play PC games at home, like I just have it hooked to my TV and play with an Xbox controller, and it's like being on a console. It's great.
Need to go faster.
And I do love the Xbox One controller. I love the Xbox One controller a lot.
It's good.
And the Elite controller especially is
Oh, right?
just glorious. Absolutely glorious. You have to shoot that.
No,
There you go.
I can just kill.
but did you like the original Xbox controller, the giant doorstop?
The Duke.
Yeah.
The Duke. Luke Garvey, thanks for the follow. G-Man
Hey,
number 1,
Luke.
thank you for the follow as well.
Thanks, Luke.
So Luke, if you guys remember those awesome fan arts of the monsters, the mutants.
Oh, that was him.
That's Luke.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Luke is great, and Luke has his own art book coming out soon of all this. But yeah, I got to see him in London, and yeah, his art's so great. So
Oh, that's right.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Luke.
Brandon was just recently there. Speaking of art books, we do have a Ratchet and Clank art across the franchise book coming out that we just finished this
finally,
week.
Sweet.
it's been like a dream for you.
Yep, yeah, I know. I've been wanting to do it for years, and we've got to partner with Dark Horse, and they were amazing. And the book is amazing. I think you guys all really like it, so definitely check that out. Let's see, anything. So, Mark, I didn't want to cut you off on like the whole idea of like the
God.
yes and game, but what was this game like? Can you talk more about like what working on this game was like from that perspective?
Well,
And-
like, I mean, we may play this later, but take the Dragon Boss, for instance.
oh, we will play it.
Yeah.
For sure.
When I first rolled onto the project, and we were going through like the story arcs of everyone and whatnot. Originally, like you just had a group of scouts that turned against Norton, and Norton just gave up. He got arrested. Like we were planning there'd be some kind of gameplay, but he'd basically be cornered, and that was it. And I was like, hey, this doesn't feel like a really over the top kind of way to end this story arc. Like,
Right.
what if he did something really cool? Like we've got this drink that turns people into monsters. What if he drank it and like became a giant dragon, and you had to chase him down? And Marcus Smith wrote me and said, "Good, go with it, develop it."
Yeah, make it happen.
Yep, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we did, and got a prototype up and running. It was really fun. Worked with the programmer, and yeah, we actually had a functional prototype of that running like within a week or two.
Nice.
So, and then that was very much the idea behind a lot of the stuff that we did. Always figure out what is insane and fun to do in the area. And that even served as a good design principle, like the the robo-dog mission. We had some design concerns with it over time that people would play it, and originally there were a lot of rules for the dog, trying to get the dog to function more like a real dog. It's like, well,
Right.
you need to be with him at all times.
Right.
There's only one lure at a time. You have to wait for him to play fetch. And at some point, the answer is just, what's fun?
Right.
Sicking the dog on things.
Yeah.
So we ditched any of the rules about like having to pick up the lure and bring it back and such. Just you throw it, the dog goes over there and just murders anything near it.
Which is how we end up with a giant blimp attacking you and you fighting this giant blimp on this playground.
Yep.
While he's like cursing at you and swearing at you.
That was the same thing when we originally did this mission. It was all about like get to the top of the tower, and Fizco basically tries to fight you when you get to the top. And the question was like, all right, well, how do we take it further? Well, how about an attack chopper? But people have seen attack choppers. That's like the most generic thing to do. Well, how about a blimp? All right, but what's like a Sunset Overdrive blimp? And the answer was Fizzy.
Yep.
And like from that came the idea of Fizzy.
Really,
as this
like I feel like this boss fight started to turn Fizzy into this like iconic.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Fizco. Like once we had this, it was like, oh, Fizzy's like the thing. He's the embodiment of Fizco, and that we get to like he gets to torment the player, and we get to like see him. We get to make a Twitter account that Brandon gets to run and write Fizzy tweets from.
Well, and it's fun. We created him as this like idea of like this generic marketing character that like everyone loves but has no real backstory. And sure enough, that's what it turned out for the game. Everyone's like, Fizzy, we need more Fizzy. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, these start popping up everywhere. Like, and there's a whole great.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Fizzy
there's
quests?
a side quest where it's like basically it's just like the complete. I think it's even called Fizzy: The Inside Story, where you like track down and get all the details on Fizzy and kind of like basically hints that Fizzy isn't dead nor is he going anywhere because there'd be no way. Like Fizzy's like Fizzy is like in a game where your character can be whoever you want to be, and Drew Murray, who's the design director, always used to say you can let your freak flag fly, and you can be a guy wearing girls' clothes, you can be a girl wearing guys' clothes, you can do whatever you want with your character. So he became the identifiable character that we could rally people around.
Nice.
Boom.
Brandon, you did die once.
I did die once, but that was on purpose to show everybody the cool cutscenes,
Oh yeah, you were
die,
showing
the
the respawn
respawns.
animation.
Yeah, which are another defining factor of this game.
And that was another example of yes, and one of our animators just mocked that up at one point. He's like, hey, Dragon's Lair, the game was super memorable with all these cool death and respawn animations. Here's some ideas about like what we could do in Sunset. And the answer was like, good, make more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Make it happen.
Gameplay kept recorded. Oh yeah, that happens whenever you get.
So if you press B to close, and then unless you pressed A, and then you can.
No, I hit B.
Okay, that's good. There'll be some loading because we're just jumping around between missions. We're sorry, we had it all set up to play like through a DLC fully. We will do it in like a month or two. We'll come back.
Or go out and get the DLC yourself.
It's good.
Get
It's
it
good.
5
It's
times.
good DLC for
Yeah.
sure, especially for the price. Like it's really well done.
Yeah, and there's actually been sales on it recently. There hadn't been sales on it for a long time. There's been some sales.
There we go.
So I think if you press A to view all missions,
Okay.
then you can select from any of the missions in the base game.
Chat,
all
have any
right.
questions?
So, Godborn Plus. So, is there anything you guys said no to? Yes, and game. What did you say no to? I don't even know now. Like
We
Man.
definitely said no. Like, once again, when you're creating a brand new IP, there's definitely this, like, finding what is the spirit of this. And definitely, Sunset had a direction, and it was anything goes, but still focused toward getting this, like, theme of, like, self-expression and whatnot. So, like, yeah, we said no to a generic black helicopter that we were attacking and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if anything was too crazy. Actually, so the funny thing was early on, and if you're just joining us, this is Insomniac Live. We're here playing Sunset Overdrive. We're kind of doing a greatest hits set of missions. I'm here with Brandon Winfrey, who's a former Insomniac employee, the host of Sunset TV. You see him in the game. He's the boss of the final DLC. And Mark Stuart, who's one of our senior designers and was a designer on the game. And
Oh,
God.
God. I forgot.
Yeah, harmless Legolas Book.
I totally forgot.
How many people actually figured out that he ate his own arms and legs?
I think people knew that part.
Subtle enough.
I feel like there was a lot of nervousness around.
Oh,
yeah,
you
I'm
and your
inverted. I'm
inverted
inverted, sorry.
controls.
Yeah, you need to
yeah,
uninvert the controls. There was some nervousness around. I don't remember who it was that got really nervous about
Thanks.
carrying him around.
Yeah, I think there was some times where we.
So we definitely had some like TRC restrictions that you couldn't actually get him killed by throwing him at people, and you couldn't specifically hurt him. And that's why we can't like chuck him in the water and have him drown.
Yeah. You know, this was great. Yeah, the setup for this was.
And don't forget to air dash.
Yeah, what's the?
It's our right
RB.
bumper.
Yeah. Okay.
There
we go.
There you go.
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's the key. You gotta, if you use the air dash, like the game that's where everything works.
Up. Yeah.
Now, air dash was an interesting story because originally we pitched an air dash and people were like, nope, not doing air dash. That invalidates some of the other traversal. In the end, we brought back the air dash and it was magical.
Yeah, and they
just
bumped
bridged
it up.
everything.
Yeah,
they bumped it up. You used to get it later in the game, and they're like, "No, we need this sooner."
Yeah, and actually, like I think even after we shipped the game, like man, we should have given
Yeah.
it even sooner.
Because,
like it probably should have started you with the air dash
because that's where it opens up,
right.
You know?
It's like it just is that thing where it lets you have like, you can miss a jump and then save yourself with it. It's like that double jump in a Castlevania game. Like it's so. Like, it gives you that margin of error that then anyone can get really good at traversal and do a lot of stuff. And then also the really good players now can make jumps they never could have made before.
Yeah. Overcharge. There was an original name for Overcharge.
Overdrive.
Overdrive. Oh, yeah, it was Overdrive. But we couldn't use that.
Name.
We couldn't use that, so I remember...
It's like Pepsi or someone owns Overdrive as the trademark, and so we changed it to Overcharge, which is a funny pun, too.
Yeah.
But it definitely was called Overdrive.
If you read the, let me see. Oh no, I think that's on the website. Remember the teaser website we opened with?
Oh, I talked about Overdrive?
Yeah, I think that's where, if you go to that, I don't even know if it's still open, but like overchargesomething.com, there's all the side effects of what's in it.
It still says Overdrive Delirium XT.
Oh, it does.
I love that little thing where it's like it shows, like, we cut to the cartoon, like, oh yeah, he's got the Scoutmaster. Like, let the dragon go. We don't need. Shit, we actually do have to kill the dragon. God, why?
Of course you gotta kill the dragon. But you get some sweet, like.
Boom.
I remember this too, watching the weekly updates and stuff. These style cutscenes were like, this is the vibe we want to go for. Like this very kinetic style. Like that was. I remember that being. Like, hey guys, let's go for more of this. Let's apply this throughout the rest of the game when we have this type of moment that we want to emphasize.
Right.
That very Scott Pilgrim-esque.
Edge BC said, how important was Jet Set Radio Future to this game? It reminds me of that game a lot.
It definitely came up in conversations.
Yeah, for sure. Tony Hawk was another one that came up a lot.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like that feel of fluidly being able to traverse around a city and an urban space.
Yeah. Remember, again, a lot of people talked about this in Infamous. You know, I think they control quite differently, but just that idea of movement, which, funnily enough, I think has infected the entire, like, every genre, every industry. It's like, oh, okay, people just want to be able to move around and get places fast. Like, this very heavy style movement just really doesn't come into play anymore.
Right. Like that big bulky sort of, you know, even
there's
Gears.
some
You move faster in Gears now than you did like in Gears 1.
Yeah.
Like you get around a lot. You can get around a lot more quickly.
Yeah. So I think that was just a trend that the industry was going towards at this time.
Like games like Vanquish and
yeah. I mean, it makes sense, right? That's the core of the fun. And I just think, you know, you're gonna have some generational shifts for sure.
I love this when she actually uses the
the lightning bolt. She takes the bolt out of the thing. Yeah.
So yeah, the dropping the background here was an interesting trick because we actually have a problem running those big animations anywhere in the world without clipping into things.
Right.
So we actually use that to hide the rest of the worlds.
Got it. So stylistic and practical.
Yep. That's what we do here. We solve problems.
Let's see. Cheesecake Wizard 420. Do you have any plans to bring this game to PS4? No. But if you caught our Super Metroid stream with Ted, you know, it's definitely possible, like, if we ever made a sequel to this game, it could come out on other platforms for sure. So.
It's an Ouya exclusive. You heard it here first.
Lol.
The Phantom.
Oh man, I remember the Phantom. I think I took a meeting about the Phantom when I was a journalist.
And obviously it was verified.
I think they actually shipped something in the end too. I don't think it was good.
They shipped a keyboard.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous where they didn't actually ship the game system, but they had a keyboard that was branded Phantom.
All right, yeah, that sounds right. Now that you say that, oh man, it's a memory That's an old memory.
Man. But yeah, this was a really fun game to work on. And I think it was a breath of fresh air, at least in my mind. Especially for something for Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, just because when you think Microsoft, you go immediately to Gears and Halo, which something like this looks more like a Sony exclusive.
Right.
Like, just from the onset. So I always appreciate that Microsoft took a risk on it.
Yeah, it was definitely... We were asking to make a weird game, and it was very different at the beginning, too.
Yeah.
I remember for the longest time, there were, like, no crazy weapons. Like, Drew was like, no crazy weapons.
Whoops. Because they didn't want it to be...
It was
They wanted to be like they wanted to stray away from Ratchet a little bit, right?
Well,
Yeah.
remember when it started, it was more focused on the tower defense.
Well, yeah, it was more build at night. It was
Yeah.
very, like, almost
like-
very Fortnite-y.
Exactly.
The idea originally was, scavenge by day, build by night, or defend by night. Scavenge by day, defend by night. That was the, so you'd have, like, the night defense bases where essentially you would slowly build different bases and sneak out into the city. Yeah, let's do the inside story of Fizzy, because...
Yeah, originally it was a plot point that the OD only came out at night.
Right, they
And then
come
at some
out during
point
the
we're
day.
like, nope, they can come out at all times.
Minecraft
It's way more
ripoff.
interesting.
Yeah, it was the idea was there. So like, if you're outside in the sun, no problem. And that was like kind of the original pitch. And then obviously things, as you start making a game, things evolve quite a bit.
But even that original idea of like the survival idea is something that was a genre that has just shot forward now as well. So it's interesting to kind of see like
I mean, there's
the designer mindset where you could feel that trend coming along and
True.
to try to utilize it some way.
Like, for me, one of the freshest things about this is there's a lot of post-apocalyptic games out there, but this is one that actually goes with the whole idea that, like, it's fun. You can do whatever the hell you want because
Right.
you're not going to be late for work. You can, jump on cars. If you don't like something, blow it up.
Yeah, this was a really fun project to work on. And then just for my side, too, to do... For all the marketing and PR and stuff like that, it was really refreshing to just work on something where it was like, anything goes. Just, like, be yourself and have fun. And that was awesome. Because, like, what we did marketing-wise and everything would not have normally played when you're looking at your Call of Duties and stuff of the world. Well, now I think people are getting weirder, but yeah, back then it was like I was at conventions dressed up like in a skirt, like I was dressed as Alaska Trina.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
stuff
that
like that.
E3 was awesome.
Yeah, no,
Remember
that
the
was-
giant Fizzy that would, like,
Yes,
call
that
you
would
out as you were
insult
walking
you.
around?
We did actually build the giant Fizzy blimp, and like that was in the hall at E3, and
The
it had like...
bathrooms had Fizzy decals watching you pee.
Oh yeah, there was Las Katrina ones too, and then someone got mad at us or something, and I was like,
Oh, because she showed her midriff.
yeah, and but they were in both bathrooms. You had Fizzy and Las Katrinas in both bathrooms. So
We used
it
to have
wasn't-
one in the conference room for a while.
Oh yeah, we did, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it peeled off the wall or whatever. Okay, so we did the first Fizzy core. Oh, see now Fizzy. If you're watching online, you'll see Fizzy's like, "You killed me, asshole! What happened to my body? Why are you carrying me?" Like, and this you just get berated by Fizzy the whole rest of this mission, which is totally awesome and great.
Yeah, Fizzy was fun. Fizzy was great. What's great about Fizzy
All
too
hail
is
Fizzy.
it was one of those the Twitter account I guess was one of those I could say what I wanted to really say.
It's like
Filters off.
It's like the whole like sarcastic Sonic account or something. Where
Yeah.
it's just like, like Fizzy can say anything and it's okay because he gets.
But it's like things in my mind I just wanted to talk about.
Huh.
And it's just you could do.
Oh boy.
Plate bots.
I just want to say too that this game already ages super well as far as graphically.
Yeah, the stylized look. It looks like I mean, it would look better if we shipped it today, just because I think our text is always getting better. But
Right. Yeah, but this will just last longer than a game that goes for hyper realism.
Exactly.
yeah, it's still gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
we're playing
colors
it
are
so-
also a refreshing change of pace.
Yeah, so poppy. Very poppy. But it's weird, like, as soon as this came out, Call of Duty Zombies got super weird and wild, too. So I think this game influenced a lot of stuff, like, passively.
You know, I feel like there's always games out there that are using like weird weapons. Like if I think the like, I want to say it was like not Mercenaries. What was that other one? Armed and Dangerous that had like the land shark gun, the shark gun, and everything. And right now I've hit a 3 combo because I'm doing so well. Where now I get the god strikes of like lightning raining down on enemies because you have all these different perks for your character. I guess I'm done. I can pick the core back up. But that combo meter up in the upper right unlocks like certain powers. So if you're playing really well, it turns on some of your abilities essentially if you're at certain combo levels. And
there's a Reaper one, right, where like death itself will actually appear and start claiming people.
Which I that's like a level of, because when you start messing with all the enemies and stuff, like a lot of people, I remember at first people thought this game would be too easy, but there's a lot of like strategy and customization of how you always have to move and stuff like that. If you just passively play the game, I don't think you really attached to. But
if you don't grind, you die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grinding specifically nerfs the enemy's aiming.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah. Like you get hit much harder when you're not grinding. Yeah. Right.
Which, by the way, there was that's something we showed off at E3, and based on response, we bumped up the grind speed.
Yeah.
So that was like in action. We saw something that people were like, "Hey, this is cool." Oh, you gotta.
Forgot about these guys. They have the trash. So these guys have a dumpster built in their back, so they spawn dudes. They're kind of irritating because there's just so many OD that comes out of them. I don't know why the Field of Burn. I feel like it's one of the DLC weapons, wasn't it? Am I wrong? I don't know why I only have these.
Yes, it was. That was for the DLC. In fact, these no, AK.
Yeah. Wasn't it an oil rig weapon?
I think it was.
We need the vinyl gun.
Yeah, I know. We need to go. See if I can buy some new weapons. Oh, see, now I got my lightning strikes again to help deal with all these guys. And like or even just the roll when I have that thing. That's like a level 1 perk, I think.
There goes a Fizzy drone.
Right.
I remember those got in like right before the game shipped.
Oh yeah.
We just wanted more ambient stuff going on in the sky.
What was it? A
Fizzy drone. Is this the delivery drone?
Is this K DIY barbecue? Joking that you got to cook your own meat?
Yes.
Yeah, because you do have to cook your. Although there's some Korean barbecue places where they don't trust you to cook your own meat and then they do it for you.
I'm trying to remember my favorite sign. I remember there's a brewery here, and I wrote up the brewery list.
Oh God! So I remember you writing some stuff that we could have never. We couldn't even say on the air here. Like, there's some toilet paper to collect.
I remember just writing a bunch of like businesses, and then it just vanished into the ether. And then shortly before we shipped, finding out like, oh my God, they actually made full signs for these things.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm trying to remember one of them.
What's the taco one? I swear it's like a rabbi taco or something like that.
Jeez. Yeah, there were some things we had to trim down a little bit. Gosh, yeah, but there's a beer list at the brewery. There's a beer list, and I had to research what beer was.
You'd never had a beer?
I've had a beer, but I didn't know it like IPAs and all that kind of stuff.
He didn't know. That's right. You didn't know any. Oh God.
And I just had to research. Yeah.
See,
so
we aim for authenticity here.
Yeah, there's like a triple Messiah something on there. Like
it'll bring you back from the dead or whatever.
Well, no, it was like he may have turned water into wine, but this is what he's drinking when he gets off work or something like that.
Yeah, there was some pretty.
I don't know if that one made it in.
I don't think so. I can't see that getting. Like, I mean, like, there's stuff like you couldn't put you can't put like country flags or things like that in.
Yeah, that was like. I won't say strange, but definitely like a unique Microsoft thing, because like I don't even think you could have the U.S. flag in there.
Yeah, I mean, like
you could allude to the.
That's
US
not really
flag.
Unusual, I think, for any publisher these days. After some of the controversies for like flags in various games.
What about Wolfenstein? How do they get away with it?
Well, again, like it depends on the game, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're making it more.
This doesn't need a flag.
If you were being released specifically by Microsoft.
Oh yeah, because they also have yeah, and that's true because they have certain
Oh,
things in
right.
every.
That's
different,
why,
they have every different
um,
country. Like like when you're doing business in a ton of different countries, you have to be a little careful.
Our fast travel has you like drinking until you pass out and then wake up in a dumpster.
Right.
And I think to get through, we had to actually clarify in the document that he was drinking teleport juice.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he's drinking the teleport juice.
Yeah.
That's a situation where someone sees that and they know exactly that it's bullcrap, but they're just like, okay, fine, put it through.
Oh, and now we're talking about focus groups. We have to kill the focus group bots.
Yeah. That's
Wonder
right.
what this is in reference to. Let's see, Chad. If you have other questions, I'm trying. Brandon may be able to tell us what some of the questions are too, because I'm as I play here, it's hard for me to look down. Focus group. I love you get ratings for each of the bots you kill. You get a focus group rating. I had forgotten about this part of the mission. I just remembered like Fizzy said funny things. I forgot about the whole focus group aspect at the end.
Yeah. Oh, we need more guns. Let's go buy some guns.
Yeah, we should go buy some guns. I feel like I have them all. I'm just not sure if like if we replay these missions, if we're limited or what. Or I don't know. Like
As far as I know, you're not, because we kind of encourage you to replay with.
Or
everything
maybe
that
it's
you got.
just let me actually
Maybe
see.
equip them.
Yeah, that could be it too. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh yeah.
Oh, there
Yeah,
we
we
go.
need questions about Sunset.
It's weird. I don't know
Why
what
not?
happened to them. I don't know why they all dropped off.
There
But
we
okay.
go.
There we go. Let's see. We want that, and oh yeah, we want this. I don't want that's no Field of Burn. Let's see here.
Taint bot.
You say what? that is not what it is, Brandon.
Any questions? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
We'll get to
please.
it.
Oh, turret copter's pretty cool
Oh
too.
yeah, the snowman one, the winter one. That one's fun.
What?
I like the helicopter one. Wait, what's the rubber duck one?
That's the taunt bot that you just
Oh,
called
the
a different
taint bot.
term.
Yeah.
Again,
Sorry.
jeez.
That's not a bad word.
I do like the one-handed dragon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
God.
that one's always good.
Roman candles fun. Yeah,
All right, let's shoot some records. The vinyl. This is like the vinyl gun was the gun that started it all.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like adding crazy weapons to Sunset Overdrive. I think that was the.
Did y'all have that gun?
No, Microsoft has it somewhere. We have the Captain Ahab in the office because there's a couple prop guns made.
Yeah, we also have all the TNT teddies.
Yeah,
lying
there's
around
some
from
of them
the,
right behind us.
That's from the actual shoot. Right?
Yep.
Yep, and we have the Sex Burger sign that we got off the lot for
Yeah,
that.
Sex
We,
Burger.
we light it up for major holidays.
Sex Burger, like we try to make fun of all these businesses, right? And the real problem was how do you make fun of Carl's Jr.? Like, it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Beast of the Mideast, thank you for the follow. Guys, give us a follow on Twitch if you haven't. Like, we do lots of cool shows here with Insomniacs playing different games several days a week.
Ah, it's so pretty. I'm trying to think of more of the. There was a culturally insensitive Thai place. I think that was one of them.
Oh, was it just
And there was a couple different. I think the one that made it in was nom 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 nom.
It was just one of those things where like we were definitely pushing the limit on like everything we
Yeah.
were doing. But like that was the problem with Carl's Jr. Like basically their ads are like
Yeah.
insane, and it was just like we kept trying to figure out how to parody it, and it was like, well, just basically have to hit it on
It
the nose
has
and be
to
like,
be,
it's Sex
yeah.
Burger. That's what it is.
God, what's that?
Yellow Belly Marmont, thanks for the follow. Appreciate
Yellow
that.
Bella. Yellow belly.
All right, pistol time.
Here's a question from K Tiger. Hey, what's up, K Tiger?
Yo, Cena, what's up?
What was
What's
the
up, K
recording
Tiger?
process for the DLC boss? It was interesting. So the DLC boss, if you don't know, I guess it's not really spoiling because there's no real build up anymore.
Yeah, and it's in the trailer. Like it was in the trailer
That's
that
true.
people would fight you
That's
in it.
true.
So it wasn't like it was that big. Let's do some.
But you
turret
like
copter.
Fisco hacks. Oh, now who's died? But Fisco hacks Sunset TV, and then I become an evil version of myself.
Yes.
But it's like one winged angel, where I'm like a bunch of TV screens. But originally we were just gonna originally it was just gonna be all motion video on there, but we found out it just like the processing power couldn't handle like 24 screens all playing something, so it ended up having to be GIFs. So yeah, it was just a lot of. All right, missed the
The
twist.
twist. Edge BC.
Thank you for the follow,
Yeah.
guys.
Jeez, Brandon,
I'm
stealing
sorry.
my job, man.
Sorry, I'm just, it's...
Like, yeah, man, I tried. The host of Sunset TV's come home. Like, he's gonna take back over. I gotta
sorry.
look out for my job here.
This
Oh,
is now my
jeez.
official job.
Yeah.
Other than trying to get people to fall in love on TV, which is impossible.
You can check out Brandon's new series where gamers try. It's like the match game
Co-op
and
connection.
co-op connection. There you go.
That's right. Yeah.
Coming next year on
That's so
Machinima.
funny. Yeah.
I assume it's
to
up.
Facebook. It's
Oh, so to Facebook.
Oh,
It's
nice.
a Facebook show, even better.
But yeah, Corey and I literally, I am sure, like looking back, I'm sure people absolutely hated me because I would record Sunset TV like right out here because we didn't have a space like this.
We have a space like this because you used to record Sunset TV out there. And like,
you're welcome.
Take 27 of the same line.
Yeah, I'm better at it now. Also, I had never hosted back then, but now I'm a way better host, so I could nail it. But we didn't have a teleprompter. Okay, I'm qualifying the heck out of it.
Yeah, like you had to memorize all that stuff and like
Yeah.
look at a piece of paper on the ground.
Yeah, but now, it's all better now. I've improved. But anyways, we record it right out here, and I would just be like yelling and stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was difficult, but we did it. It was good. It was fun. Now everybody has their own thing. By the way,
What do you mean?
everybody has their everybody is taking control of their messages.
Oh.
Like this, like even this is like a lot of people have streams and stuff, and I think you just see game companies where they don't want to be beholden to media as much anymore, so they're like, well, we can just do it ourselves and get that.
For us, it wasn't even about taking control of the message. It was just about like connecting with people,
Yeah.
like saying, "Hey, like you want to meet the different Insomniacs playing video, and we can play video games, and we can talk about that, and we can answer your questions on chat, and give you guys a chance to talk with us, more directly and hear directly from us." So that was definitely the kind of the what drove us into building this live streaming room and starting to live stream more. Nudie
What's up,
Newt.
Nudie Newt?
Thank you. Appreciate that follow very much.
But yeah, it was essentially Corey and I just me yelling at the screen, and then he did some magic and it fit in.
It all worked. Someone asked, let's see, this was name 333. Other than Spider-Man, what upcoming game are you most excited about? Because obviously Spider-Man's number one for all of us, right? No, I'm joking. But okay, guys, what game are you most excited to play that's coming out soon?
Probably Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, that's only 2 days away.
Yep. I am so thrilled.
I am definitely going.
Did you get to play it at E3?
I did. On a couple occasions, actually. I got to
It's
play
like
both
Breath
of
of the Mario.
I hope it's that. I hope it's that good. I think it's. I mean, Breath of the Wild to me is like one of the best games I've played in years. So Mario Odyssey is going to be really special. We'll be playing it on the stream on Friday. I would say it's probably my number one. So knowing number one is coming out in 48 hours or less than if you go pick it up at midnight. What's number two?
It's hard for me to say. There's a lot of stuff that's just more future. Like this was a good year, but I feel like the fall was a little bit tame. But it was a crazy good year at the beginning and throughout the year. But man, what am I? I'm interested to play Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Wolfenstein's gonna be cool.
I love that first one, so I think it'll be fun. I'm just PC-less right now, which is a bummer. Yeah, Wolfenstein's gonna be great. Jeez, what's coming out this
It's
week?
gonna be on consoles as well, right?
Yeah, it'll be on console. But I just got a code for PC, so it's just like I'll play it at work, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. New Battlegrounds map, I'm pumped about.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm actually excited for that to come out on Xbox.
Oh yeah, that'll be out on Xbox soon. I forgot about the sliding.
Star Wars Battlefront, right?
Oh yeah, Battlefront will be good. And honestly, I'm excited about a.
Yeah, Battlefront. I can't wait for the campaign, especially.
Yeah.
We're committing.
Have they showed that yet?
Yeah, they've shown trailers from it. It looks pretty impressive.
Is it like what I don't know about it is it like a structured thing or is it multiplayer maps
What
that
happened?
they've adjusted? They
We
probably
lose you over there,
that's
guys?
probably what it is, right?
Probably.
Hey guys.
Yeah?
Corey, do we lose something? I lost picture.
This is the dark level.
I was trying to commit him. Red Dead's gonna be pretty good, right?
Oh, that's.
Oh, well,
right.
yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
keep
right.
forgetting this.
Red Dead's a big one next year.
Yeah,
Chat, what about you guys? What are the games you're most excited for? I see Waru Boy says
I forgot about God of War. I keep
that looks pretty
forgetting.
good. And
God of
you know,
War.
Battlefront, like definitely excited to see Battlefront.
Yeah. You know what? Like because we haven't seen a core World War II game in a long time. I know we had a wealth of it like a couple gens ago, but I'm excited about how much. Oh my god!
There's
what?
so much untapped potential.
That doesn't make it easy. Well, but that's what I'm saying. It's like I didn't play the last Call of Duty game I played was Modern Warfare 2, and then I played Infinite Warfare last year, and I was like, how much money are they spending on this? Because it's crazy how much production value it has.
Is it from?
So I'm excited to see that transferred to like World War II setting, like to
Uh,
just like a big blockbuster video game. I'm excited to see World War II.
Well, we see this is where the update going really slow.
It's all right. Let's bring up some YouTube videos.
It
All
came back to bite us. I'm like curious. I'm like, what else could we play real quick that might be good in
My
the next
favorite
10 or
Ratchet
15
and Clank.
minutes? Your favorite
Up Your
Ratchet and
Arsenal.
Clank? Up Your Arsenal?
Up Your Arsenal's the best one.
Not a cracking time.
Kraken Time's really good. It's just Up Your Arsenal had multiplayer, and it was good.
As you can see, it's not that the game was uploading content. It's the Xbox update that we did not, or we hadn't had applied, and we meant to apply it. Well, I didn't realize, like I said, we played Cuphead 2 weeks ago on the stream on this exact same Xbox, and I didn't realize there was an update that was, the Xbox is unplugged in here. Normally, for me, like, I'll say this about Xbox, like, their system updates are awesome usually because you leave your Xbox plugged in, it downloads everything, it updates itself overnight. Like, the only times it's like, oh wait, my Xbox does something slightly different. Oh, it was updated. Oh, nice, thank you. But when you leave your Xbox unplugged and not connected to the internet, it can sometimes take a little bit of time. So actually, we're gonna see if this goes fast. We're gonna answer a bunch of chat real quick. I'm afraid there's like more time on the back side of it, but
You guys want to watch the trailer with Brandon in it?
oh, you're gonna you can't just play that
Oh
through
my
the stream.
god! Yeah, we're doing like this.
So, like, okay, we're going totally ghetto. Like, Corey's got a phone in front of the camera, and we're trying to. This is ridiculous.
I just think we need a dinner theater reenactment of the game.
Nice. Brandon's just bragging. Via email, I can't tell. Dinner theater reenactment of Spyro Ultimate Spider-Man.
Get out the
there we
OD
go.
suit from the foyer.
K Tiger agrees with Ratchet, or agrees with B-Win that Up Your Arsenal is the best
Yeah,
Ratchet.
I mean they're all really good. In fact, this if I had to rank them, I'd go Up Your Arsenal, Kraken Time, and then Ratchet and Clank 2016. Like,
Wow, 2016, that high.
Professional.
really
Spooderman PS4. Do you guys look at this game while making Spider-Man? I see a lot of similarities between the game, especially some of the animations. I wouldn't necessarily say we look at it. It's just we made
there's
it.
still posters for it everywhere, so
Right.
technically. we're
Yeah, I
looking
mean,
at
like
it.
where some people are basking in the pink glow of a sex burger
the,
sign.
the loud
Neon
buzz
hum
of the neon going.
outside. Yeah, we can finally turn that off. I would, like I said, I don't think it's like we sit there like, oh, we should go look what we did on Sunset Overdrive. But I do think all the experience we had in building it has helped us in terms of open world, has helped us in terms of traversal, like all
Absolutely.
of that intrinsic knowledge.
I mean, even the fact that before this game we didn't really do open world games.
Yeah.
this is our first open world game.
I remember the meeting where they introduced us to our new engine, and someone's like, "What if we want to do an open world game?" And the answer was, "Well, we don't make open world games. This is great for close interior spaces."
And then the first
And now
thing
we do open world.
The first thing Marcus and Drew are like, so we're gonna make an open world game, and like Cora's like, no. But you know,
Yeah.
speaking of the engine team, like our engine's great. It worked. I remember we actually did spend a lot of time. I think we like definitely talked to like Sucker Punch about like trying to like we talked to a lot of like developers. That we're
We
friendly
got that
with.
up and running so quickly.
Yeah, yeah. And she's like, oh, how do you guys build this? Like, what are the best tips? Like, that's a nice thing. We always share a lot of info about how we build stuff with other developers. And so when we sometimes are like, hey, well, like, help us like avoid the pitfalls. Like, you can't do it for us, but you could tell us, hey, don't do that and don't do this, and this will help you and save us a lot of time. So we were able to ramp up much more quickly. Once again, sorry for the technical issues here.
It's almost ready.
Yeah, should be good in a second. Wavy Cat.
Wavy
Thanks
Cat.
for follow. Maybe we can actually start the DLC when it comes back.
Yeah, there we
We'll
go.
Sign
There
in.
we go.
So that'd be cool. And it was right as you're about to throw Fizzy into the water. I feel like this is Fizzy trying not to be destroyed. Like literally, we were
Fizzy's
about
just
to
crashing
commit
the
Fizzy
system.
to the deep, and then everything goes off. It's like, what just happened? Oh, Fizzy will not let himself be destroyed.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. If that's
Okay, all right, whatever.
Drop
I
a few
just-
tweets.
It was all the wine at Olive Garden, apparently. He's our first guest to ever leave mid-show to go to the bathroom. We're all just like, oh, Brandon's gone.
The
Great.
rest just go behind the couch.
Yeah, so chat, if you have more questions, we're updating the Xbox. It says it's like 92% done and 83% of applying the update. So we're really close, hopefully, to getting back into Sunset Overdrive. Sonic Destroyer 2 says, what's your favorite video game of all time?
Brandon.
Oh, Corey's here.
Hey.
Corey's the seat filler extraordinaire.
I would have to go for either Chrono Trigger or Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Wait, you're talking.
I hear Brandon
Best game of all time.
Oh, of all time.
Brandon's talking outside the room. He's not even going to the bathroom. He's like running into other people in the hallway. Great. He's never going to come back.
Well, he has verbal diarrhea at all times, so that's kind of like going to the bathroom.
I love that he's not here. Okay, favorite game of all time.
My favorite game of all time. Well, that was Full Throttle, and I missed that stream because I was sick. Oh, Mark is gonna come in. Okay, this guy actually has insight, not me. I just.
This is bullshit that you're playing Sunset Overdrive and you didn't invite me.
I did.
That's it. I'm out of here.
I did. What? I told you directly.
Yeah, nice try.
Oh my God! Today's show's off the hook. That was Marcus Smith. He's the creative director of
Yeah.
Sunset
He
Overdrive.
made that game.
Yeah.
It's at 100%. I think we're gonna get.
Well,
back
we'll
on.
see. This could be sweet. I'm hoping we'll be back in no time. So wait, we heard Chrono Trigger, Sonic and Knuckles. What was yours?
Yeah, Full Throttle was my favorite game.
Yeah, the
and
game that you were sick the day we played
I was
it.
sick. Yeah,
You told us we were gonna blindfold
I
play
cracked
it.
under the pressure.
More so than Day of the Tentacle.
Well, yes, because it still had the humor like Day of the Tentacle, but it was also cool, which Day of the Tentacle was not. But I do love Day of the Tentacle. I mean, it's like, if they were both my children and I was holding on to them both like in The Good Son, and I had to just let one go off the cliff, I'd cry about it afterwards, but I would let go of Day of the Tentacle to save Full Throttle. That's how I decide.
Anastasia, don't worry, we haven't ended. Our Xbox decided to update itself and actually apply an update in the middle of the stream. So we're waiting on the Xbox to change its mind and come back to life. Oh,
back.
there we go. All right, let me sign in real quick. If we could sign back in
Okay.
and come back and play. And Brandon went to the restroom and
Everything.
everything. But hey, I think we're actually signed into Live Xbox now. I think we might actually be able to start the Robot DLC,
Sweet.
which is Rise of the Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machine.
And that, at the time, that was
It was topical at one point.
it was making fun of
Transformers.
that and Tomb Raider as well.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't making fun of, but everything had that.
Everything.
type
We were
of-
making fun of everything in this
Yeah.
game. We got in trouble too sometimes.
Yeah.
In big trouble sometimes.
Yeah,
How did we
I
get in
remember one
trouble?
specific moment.
A post E3 moment.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we knew going in.
we knew we were gonna break some eggs. There was a quote early on where like, if we don't piss somebody off during this, we aren't trying hard enough. We
Well, there
we
you
aren't
go.
going.
We
We
did.
haven't gone far enough. It was the quote, and but that one we even had like, yeah, that one we got in trouble for. It was the Assassin's Creed costume. But
Yep.
that was a very skunk-worky project that was kept from a lot of people to ensure that it would like not get squashed before we put it on Sunset TV.
Yeah.
And then people were very mad at us for it. And then like started making sure they reviewed everything in Sunset TV from that point forward.
Womp womp.
I remember it took a while to get approval for the DeLorean respawn animation.
The DeLorean got cut, I think, and it only got added back in
DLC,
in DLC. It was. I'm actually gonna sync and. Oh no, okay, I'll keep syncing. We'll see if this works. We'll give it another second. Oh, there we go. See. So. Yeah, the DeLorean respawn when you came back in the DeLorean was cut, and it wasn't in the game we shipped. It was there, and it just didn't load. And then for whatever reason, somehow afterwards we managed to get legal clearance, and then we put it in one of the DLCs. We like
I think it was the
I think
last
we
one.
re-enabled it
Yeah.
in the DLC. I think it was still in the game though when we shipped it. It was on the disc. We just turned it off, and then the last DLC re-enabled that thing. But it was DLC that was already on the disc. Oh no! That was free though, I think. I think everyone got that.
Yeah,
It was
that
just the
was
update.
free. It was just-
So let's see. Actually, do we have the mission?
There are a lot of things that just like updated that all of a sudden were.
Because now we should have my.
Because you
Yep.
used to not
Yes!
Into the robot factory.
you used to not be able
Oh,
to.
okay, I already did that
replay
first
missions,
one,
right?
but if we go to this one, yes, that's our primary mission. Who wants to play?
Oh, either one. I guess.
All right, I'll play for now.
Yeah. Just,
But you keep
Oh,
pulling
there's
it.
the
I will-
boss's
I will
body.
ask-
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's the. Well, that's a spoiler. Sorry. Actually, we tweeted. We've been tweeting Blocktober images from a bunch of our games, but a lot of them are from Sunset Overdrive because we have the best kind of image archives of Sunset Overdrive. And so if you check that out on our Twitter, we tweet like what the gray box designer blockouts look like of an
Yeah.
area or something, and then tweet like what the final area looks like. That's been kind of fun to do, and we have some other ones from Ratchet and Resistance and stuff we're putting up as well. But we did one of the final boss of the main game the other day, which was pretty neat. It's pretty cool. That was one Gavin sent. Okay, so I don't even know what we're doing here. We're infiltrating the robotics factory. Got it. Does Spider-Man, PS4, Kratos, God of War use the same game engine? Yes, we have the Insomniac engine. It's the engine we use for all of our games, with the sole exception of Song of the Deep. Was not a.
What was that made on?
It was on Unity.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So like all of our VR games, Unspoken, Edge of Nowhere,
Even the mobile
Ratchet
games?
and Clank,
No.
not the
Ra-
mobile games.
Yeah.
Ratchet PS4 was the first Ratchet game on the new tools, right?
Yes. And so all of that is in our. Oh man, that was lame. I needed to get up there and it did not happen. Anyway, my point being that like basically all the major games we ship on console, so like Ratchet PS4 uses it. So it is the same engine, but it's been updated quite a bit. So like I would say it's closer to saying it's on Ratchet PS4's engine or the Unspoken. And even then, like the engine's so versatile. We make VR games that run at 90 frames a second and do VR while at the same time we make Ratchet and Clank with it, and then we make open world games like Sunset Overdrive or Spider-Man with the engine as well.
By the way, whenever I'm playing, I keep trying to web swing through the city.
Oh, whatever. You're just too used to playing
Exactly.
Spider-Man.
Oh wait, there's
I'm like,
web
I can
swinging
attach
in
that.
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
spoilers!
Exclusive.
Spoiler, yeah, right? The one thing we absolutely have to nail, right? Let's see. Scab's rated utility trait.
Have y'all been asked if he swings from the sky and stuff like that? Is that
Oh
like
yeah,
the
no,
first thing?
that was like we put that in E3 where we were like, oh yeah, they attached to buildings, so like yeah, don't worry there, we got you covered, folks. So now I have to search. Do I have to kill these guys? I don't know.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, you have to clear them out, and then
Okay.
there's something I think in one of those huts.
So, Mark, one of the things I always thought was really cool about the DLC for Sunset was, like, Sunset, and you alluded to this a little while, like, we really, like, the last 4 months of Sunset is where I think we finally figured out kind of exactly what we were doing.
Mhm.
Like, it all, like, we had an idea, but then, like, it was really, like, this game came so far in the last 4 or 5 months of production. Like, it was just unbelievable. And one of the things I always loved about the DLC is it felt like it was some of the first content we really started from scratch and made knowing kind of what the game was.
Yeah, because we also had some like best practice rules, especially for developing missions and whatnot. We knew early on, like when you've got a new IP, it's like, well, what is a Sunset mission? What do people expect when they accept a mission as far as pacing goes, length, the kind of gameplay? And with Sunset, the general idea that we came down with is every mission has one like really unique thing that you do. That like great memorable moment. You're like, oh yeah, this is like with the hot dog factory. You get in the crane, you get to smash people with the giant wrecking ball, and sometimes they fly at the camera. And like that's the tentpole moment for that. So getting in here, we had the general themes and we could hit the ground running. We're like, all right, so infiltrating the robot factory. What's like the big cool moment that we're going to do to get in there? And for this one, it was actually going to be like riding on the helicopters, like riding the container over the wall and whatnot.
Nice. Oh, there's Sunset TV. Was it not up?
Oh, were you? Well, there's like a final one now, right?
Yeah, it should be playing. Oh, you have to go and play. It used to just play automatically.
Yeah. They used to kind of play. I appear in one of them. I think I was trying to help you open a bottle of champagne or something.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
And no one could get the bottle of champagne open.
That's right. That was a little clip at the end. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was the launch one.
And I also, one of the things and you guys are hearing the voices more, but like you could play as a guy or a girl in this game, and the guy was voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, who's great, and then the girl was Stephanie Lemlin, I think, is that?
Yep.
I think that's right. And
correct, sir.
And I love her. She's awesome.
She did a
Yuri's
great
great,
job
but
in this.
man, she's so good.
My favorite part in the hot dog factory mission here, there's a line where the player finds a note that directs them to the next place, and they're like, oh, there's a note attached to this. What would Batman do? And then Batman, he's like, he'd read it. And then the character reads the note, and it tells them where to go. Yuri does a good job, and he's like, oh, he'd read it. And then he reads the note and tells you where to go. Stephanie reads it as Batman.
That's
So
great.
she's like, I go to a picnic in the park. Brought a basket, it's delightful. It's like, just that kind of attitude, she's perfect.
Yeah, like it's actually interesting. Like I feel like honestly, like it's not. I don't feel like it's guy voice, girl voice. I feel like they're two different versions of the character. Like if you play the game as a guy, like you get a kind of completely different take on the hero character. If you play as a girl and you have her take, they read the character very differently. And I think for some people you may like one over the other. They're both good. They're just both different. And D-Hot B, thanks for the follow. If you're just joining us, this is Insomniac Live. We're our live stream show where we play games on Twitch, and we're currently playing Sunset Overdrive, and we're in the Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines DLC
I forgot this is how you do it.
for Sunset Overdrive. Which was the last DLC. I'm here with Brandon Winfrey, who's the host of Sunset TV when he worked here at Insomniac Games. You now see him on Machinima and hosting other cool things like his upcoming gamer dating show on Facebook.
I'm just a producer on that.
Well, okay. But
yeah.
you produced it. And Mark Stewart, who's a senior designer and designed this DLC.
I kind of led the mission team.
Yeah, you were the mission. You were the lead designer basically on this whole. Right? Am I right? Like kind of.
On the robot one, and I was the designer of the Muoil boss.
Got it.
The DLC monster.
The DLC monster. If you haven't played this game, it's available on Xbox One only. It's the only place you can play this game. And you can get it on the Games Pass. You can also find a copy of it fairly cheap these days.
Game Pass is great.
Yeah, it's cool. But if you do get it, try and pick up a new copy. It's always cool. Download it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
We've actually had a ton of people. So with Game Pass and there was games with gold and all that stuff. We had a ton. Millions of people have played this game.
Chef 94.
Which I like. The fervor is only growing, which I like as far as more people play it.
Yeah. Chuff94, thanks for the follow. Thanks, Mark, for the initial call out on Chuff. Appreciate that.
True story. Chuff is the sound of tiger mouse. When they're not roaring, it's chuff.
So, am I supposed to get off of this thing?
You can get off to clear people off.
There you go. That's why I died.
Oh, Floyd. I miss Floyd.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Yoga Ert. I did that one.
Yoga what?
Yoga Ert. It's a yoga place where you can eat frozen yogurt after.
I do love that
It's
idea.
a hybrid. Which those places exist now. There's yoga and beer places.
It's just undo what you just did.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
It'd be like a gym with a bakery attached. Like, hey, you want a chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah, but they're protein infused, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you call your peanut butter cookie, protein infused.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
There we go. Kratos got a word. You guys have an Xbox One patch coming for this game? No plans to update at this time. Okay, so now I gotta destroy the turrets before they blow the whole thing down. Got it.
I know. I need a 4K TV. Desperately need one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I remember, and this one was pretty tough. I love this gun though.
Yeah, Mark, you were making this stuff this is some of the harder content.
Yeah, because even though I believe you can actually play it at any time after you've purchased it, it was meant to be post-game. So
Right, when you had all
your weapons and all your amps.
Portal.
The portal warp we put in.
Do you guys like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Yes, actually.
Who is that? That's Marcus or someone, right? Because Brandon's like known for making peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, and I haven't in a long time because my current work doesn't have peanut butter. But it's something about the Insomniac kitchen is it's really good.
They have do they have jelly though?
No, they don't. They don't have those things available to me. I remember one time I had a bad eye sty.
You had a bad what? Eye sty?
Remember when I had that sty?
Yeah,
that
okay.
Was like it messed up my eye. Like it was gross. Anyways, so I was having like this is so. I was having like a bad morning with my sty, and for some reason I didn't have any peanut butter in my house or jelly. Or bread. I had none of the components. For
You use grape jelly or strawberry jelly?
I usually use strawberry, but
Waro Boy says grape jelly.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like I like strawberry, but whatever's available, I mix it up. Anyways,
even if it was like apricot.
Maybe not apricot,
No,
but you know,
alright.
I'm willing to try anything. Like it's fine. Obviously, I take risks. But it was instead of going to the store, it made more sense for me to come into work and make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because it was a Saturday.
Right.
So. On my way to work, I get a flat
Wait,
tire.
so you like left downtown or Glendale to drive all the way to work instead of just going to 7-Eleven or something?
Yes.
You came all the way
Yes.
here just to make
Yes.
a peanut butter and jelly.
Yes.
Insomniac kitchen.
No wonder our kitchen costs are so high.
No, but
Jesus.
I think I also was like, and then I'll just do a little bit of work or something too, or whatever that meant. But on the way here, I had a flat tire,
Okay.
and then
So you had a flat and a sty.
I had a flat and a sty, and then as I was leaving, I hit one of the poles, and that's why there's a giant, just my left. It didn't hurt the pole at all. All it did was hurt my plastic car, but it just like I messed up the front of my car, that front bumper and that headlight. It was the worst day, but I still got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, so it was
Hey.
alright. But yeah, no, I used to love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
So what kind of jelly?
I normally
Strawberry, right?
So, yeah, and normally like if I had
Gotta go blackberry, raspberry.
No,
Loganberry if I'm feeling exotic.
Have you ever had a
usually go
lollyberry?
strawberry. But the thing you do though, the thing you got to do with PB&J's. Hey, peanut butter and banana is kind of my go-to over peanut butter and jelly now. A little bit healthier, a little less sugar, but you mix the jelly and peanut butter together before you apply it.
Did I bounce on the helicopter?
It really
Oh, man.
aerates the flavor.
Okay.
So that's just my suggestion. A little pro tip from.
Did you say
PB&J's
aerate
out
the
there.
flavor?
Yeah, it's like wine. It has to breathe a little bit, but mixing it up together really does that.
Brandon loves his wine, that's for sure. It's the only real pity of today's show is that we weren't drinking wine coolers when we did it. Okay. Because that would
Speak
be.
for yourself.
I don't do sangria anymore, really. It gave me headaches too much. I'm just too old now.
Shit.
Shut up, Corey.
Brandon was famous because when he was an intern here, and it was his 21st birthday. He worked here on his 21st birthday, and we happened to have like a studio happy hour that day, and we got Brandon a little buzzed on his 21st birthday,
Yeah,
and
I
then
was
he
on
came in and crashed our podcast,
Resistance 3
the
podcast.
Full Moon Show, and Marcus never forgave him for it. So, you know, Marcus came in while you were gone. I don't know if you saw
I
Marcus.
saw him. I ran into him.
Okay. We heard you talking, like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Then we hear you, like, loudly talking outside. I'm like, he didn't go to the bathroom.
Well,
He's
it's
just
because I
chatting
saw
up.
Ted.
Oh, okay.
Ted walked by and said hello.
Someone said, oh, boy, that weapon switch. Oh, there's Grant Hollis saying hello. Like, everyone knows Brandon's
Hey.
here. We've had more people coming to the studio today than ever.
You too, bud. Grant used to, like, when I was an intern, we used to go to, like, lunch together every day. There was a whole group of us that went. Ryan Kamens. Shout out to Ryan Kamens if he's watching the stream.
He's probably not.
Good job on that Destiny 2 lighting.
He's
Looks
probably
real
not.
good.
He's busy making Destiny. Destiny 2?
Oh, Andy has mini hockey champs, which is fun.
Oh,
I've played a
Oh,
version of that.
give the plug. Give the plug.
Yeah, I think you can probably find it on Steam. I don't think it's available yet, but it'll be there. Oh yeah, the invisible walls. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
Okay, name 333. When you guys play a game like this where you get to dress your character however you want, do you dress them as nicely as possible or as poorly as possible?
For a while, I actually, when I was debugging the game, would dress them up as Freddy and Jason. Because you can actually do pretty close approximations with our
That's great.
customization.
That's fun. I'm always a girl. I'm generally always a girl. But yeah, I like to wear capes because the capes in this game are a lot of fun. So I'm usually always a cape.
I mean, capes are just awesome. In
Yeah,
general.
yeah, they're great. It depends. Capes and funny hats. That's like what I go with. And I played through Saints 4 recently, and I was just you're already a superhero in that game, so I just dressed up as a superhero. Felt really good.
I'm blanking. Do we have the kangaroo codpiece in this game, or did it wind up a different?
No, it's a head. Yeah, there's a head. I don't know. Do you have to go? Do you have to? No, I can change anytime I want, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Can we look at our character? Let's do this.
For a long time, the term kangaroo codpiece was just our development term for like you could wear anything you want in the game.
Well, like basically, it was part of the original pitch. No, I think you do have to go to the shop to do it. It was part of the original pitch. They'd be talking about Drew would be talking about how you could do whatever you want, how you'd be defending your base at night, and but he would always talk about how he was basically like this super fast guy just running around solely in a kangaroo cod piece. And the problem was making a cod piece work in a way that like was determined to be acceptable
Yeah,
for
because
release.
didn't they have to tone down the physics?
Yeah,
Yes.
we had to tone down the physics of
Yeah.
the kangaroo cod piece, 100%. The physics of that cod piece were intense. So
I made a kangaroo cod.
yeah, I remember.
I still have it if you guys want to put it. up there.
No, that's okay.
It's just a jock strap with.
That's why I don't want to put it up here. But I appreciate the offer. Can you talk about this space? Because this was a new space, right? This whole area, this robot factory
the
area, it was not
smelting
part
junkyard.
of the. Yeah.
Yeah, well, with both the robot factory and the oil rig, we were looking for places that we could add to the main world without like affecting the core
I remember him.
city. And we always had that big wall. It's like, what's on the other side of the wall?
Yep.
Now we'll show you.
Not
But
the
I
invisible
really
walls.
like the overall design here with the telephone wires being replaced with like the laser grid and whatnot. Pipes everywhere. Snack wrap. Huh.
I just love that, like, if you ever tried to leave the boundary of the game, you got the invisible wall. Like, it just, like, came up, like,
Yep.
sorry, we're keeping you in. You can't go there.
Oh yeah, no, that killed Walter early on.
He crashed.
You fly the
literally-
glider in
Yeah,
there.
literally, you're like, that's the whole, literally, we made a big thing out of it. Like, you fly this plane, you go to this whole thing. Sorry about the spoilers. But, like, it's this, like, emotional moment where you're, like, you're free, you've escaped Sunset City, you've escaped the whole insanity of it, and the plane just crashes into the invisible wall, and your
And I love that
mentor
it's
dies.
branded. It's like Fizzy
Invisible Wall.
It's if you remember, it's kind of like a movie that came out very similar
Oh,
time
yeah.
to it. I don't want to spoil the movie, but
Which movie?
Cabin in the
Cabin
Woods.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes.
so it's funny that idea.
Yeah, I feel like invisible walls have been such an idea forever. Like, oh, you need a force field. Well, like, oh, let's just brand it. Like, make it funny.
Yeah, we could get away with a lot of stuff in this game, which was nice. I'm sure on Spider-Man it's a little harder to be like, oh, I guess we can't have random invisible walls.
One of the things that's
Make a
cool
joke out of
here,
it.
we also have, besides the ambient robots going around, which is pretty badass, we have the little cleaner robots.
Right.
I remember we were discussing like, well, we wouldn't have like the rats and pigeons in this area, and we actually were able to get tiny ambient robots that drive around.
Kind of like little, like Star Wars mouse droid.
Exactly.
Like, you need that.
And then at one point you actually chase like a messenger droid, and that's exactly inspired by like the little mouse droids driving around the Death Star.
Yeah.
Which has to be like the worst possible way to send a message in the future. It's like, should we send them an email? And Darth Vader's like, no, get out the tiny robot.
I like the idea that those guys, you need them to carry amounts of data around more quickly than you can transmit them. Though, like, then Rogue One, like, oh, we could just download the Death Star plans. But maybe it's video files or something. Because video files are a lot, right, Corey?
I like to imagine that there's a VHS tape like crammed into one of those things. Like Lord Vader's soaps.
Making a mess.
But not grinding at all either, by the way.
Well, you know what? This game's not about grinding.
Yeah, Kratos God of War says, I don't mind invisible walls if games implement it well, but some games use it as a crutch. Yeah, I don't feel like we used it as a crutch. Like, it was just like, hey, here's the
literally-
edges of the map.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
And
you
it was
know.
all water, right? Like it was just in the water, so it's not like.
No, there was some along, like, there was, like, mountains and stuff. Like, I mean,
Oh,
but it
you're
was just
right.
places where we were like, hey, like, you can't go any further.
You probably couldn't get over the wall. I mean, somebody proved me wrong, unless you were in the glider.
Yeah.
It was definitely in the water, but of course with the Moyle rig, we introduced the ability to ski on the water.
Yeah.
So
Oh, right.
Oh, then you
suddenly
can
those
slide around.
invisible barriers
Mattered
made
a
more
lot
sense.
more. Yeah, it's just kind of like that. This is the constraint of the game.
We
Yeah.
talked about if you got far enough out at sea, like a giant tentacle would come out and attack you, and that was canned until we made the boss of the Moyle rig, and then we had giant tentacles that came out and attacked you as part of the boss.
Yeah. that was fun.
Come on, mess. Make faster.
Chat. Oh, someone said, "Oh yeah, you guys are using Havoc for physics." Yeah, this is Havoc physics, right? Is that right?
I think it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Havoc.
Wait, what else do I need to mess?
Use your radar. I think all the barrels need to be destroyed. The yellow ones, if you see any of those. Otherwise, just stay in the purple.
Yeah, you haven't created enough mess. Oh, those all those boxes.
Yeah,
Look at all that. Those boxes.
I
you
think this
missed.
is respawn.
No,
I
they're
guess
part
that
of the
was-
mess.
There we
You
go.
didn't make a big enough mess.
Damn.
Here come the
Everyone,
bots.
like, this was actually made on a pretty tight schedule, so everyone pulled together really well on this.
Yeah, I
Especially-
think you guys made
oh.
these in like what, a couple months?
Yeah.
Like,
People
yeah.
were just like super helpful as far as like, hey, we want to do this, and like we'll get you the tiny robots, we'll get you force fields everywhere. Same with the nanotech boss.
Silent Tremor says his wrist finally popped after feeling like it needed to for 3 days. Brandon broke his pinky riding a mechanical bull.
I did.
Was it at Saddle Ranch?
It was at Saddle Ranch, the most kitschy place
That
ever.
has happened so many times.
Yeah, I
Former Insomniac Mike Stout actually broke his thumb doing the exact same thing.
yeah. So surgery soon, within the next week. Let's see
And
how
you
it
know what
goes.
Mike Stout goes by on online forums, right?
What, the stout?
Dodger!
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's all circular. Back to Dodger Mike Stout. Mike Stout was
Oh
one
my
of
gosh,
our designers back in the PS2 Ratchet era and Resistance Fall of Man. Yeah, he goes by Dodger. And the Dodgers are in the World Series. That's right.
Grab a red blaster. Oh, getting away from me. Shocking them.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap up here pretty soon in the next few minutes. We're going to go a bonus few minutes because, we had that weird outage in the middle. Just to, go for a little longer, get a little bit further into this. So if you just joined us, we're playing Sunset Overdrive on Xbox One.
Uh-oh.
This is the Dawn of the Rise of the Fallen Machines DLC. I'm here with Brandon Winfrey, who's the host of Sunset TV. He's the final boss of this DLC, which we probably won't make it to now due to technical issues, but
Rip off.
we'll play it at some point. And then Mark Stuart, who is the
Oh my gosh.
he was a senior designer here at Insomniac Games and kind of led the design team working on this DLC. And Brandon is struggling right now. We can't hear it very well, but the soundtrack for this game was another thing. That,
Oh, yeah.
It had
just
Cerebral
killer.
Ballsy on it, which apparently is a band.
Yep.
Terrible ballsy.
Yep. We had some awesome like garage type bands that
It's on Spotify, by the way.
the soundtrack is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
nice.
realize that. I
Yeah.
didn't realize the soundtrack was on Spotify.
Part 1 and part 2.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I'll have to dial that up. It'll take me back to 3 years ago.
Yeah, I got into a lot of more punk music because of this game.
Yeah, there's a whole mission where, if you haven't played the game, there's a whole mission where you have to get Buzz Osborne from,
King Buzzo.
yeah, you have to get King Buzzo and bring
Right.
him to, from the Melvins, and you're putting together a charity concert for these sick kids in the hospital to get the support of the Las Catrinas, who's basically, they're the Day of the Dead cheerleaders. They're like these cheerleaders who are holed up in the children's hospital, and they're badass, like ninja warriors who are like taking care of the kids, defending their territory. Like they have it all together. So you actually have to impress them by putting together this charity concert. And the big key is getting King Buzzo there. And so we had Buzz in, and we did like mocap with him, and he did his VO recordings, and he wrote a song for the game that they play during that fight sequence, which is pretty sweet. And that was just like Marcus loves the Melvins and loves Buzz, and so it was like, I want Buzz to do this thing, and it was a lot of fun. The funny thing about that, though, is we make this giant Mary Poppins joke where Buzz, at the end of the concert, like holds his guitar up and flies away. So when I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and there's the whole like big
Mary Poppins, y'all.
I'm Mary Poppins.
So you have to chase that little guy. Or you talk to that thing and then...
Yeah, you call the delivery bot, now you chase
right.
it. Go, Brandon, go. Go, Brandon, go. Can you catch it?
Remember, you also have to destroy it, not just catch it.
Waru Boy, the weapon system in this game reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that makes sense. We definitely pulled, you know.
Oh my god.
We almost always say we're not doing a weapon wheel, and then eventually we do a weapon wheel.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah, that was what happened. It was no weapon wheel, no crazy weapons. By the end of the game, weapon wheel, crazy weapons. Weapons
It's just
level up.
Insomniac DNA.
Yeah. It happened. And
Oh
it was
no.
good. You gotta stay grinding, dude, and keep hammering that RB button. You got this. Stay grinding. No walking on the ground. This could be fun. We could sit here for an hour watching Brandon just chase us around in
God.
circles. It'd be hilarious. It's possible.
Oh, no.
Ignore everyone else. Just focus on the droid.
Focused.
This is the droid you're looking for, Brandon.
Oh,
Cut it off. You don't have to follow its path, you know.
You know,
I feel like
we had that with the dragon as well, that when we'd focus test it, like some people would be able to get through it incredibly quickly because they'd cut it off. And some people feel like they have to mimic the motion one-to-one.
right. Like, oh, I have to.
They're like,
follow
why
that
can't I go faster than it? I'm like, because you're taking the exact same path.
Did you shoot it that whole time?
I could have, but I had to get close. My skills had to be very accurate. Woo! Ah, the good old Sunset days. You know, it was we made a lot of improvements after the E3 demo, but we just used that E3 demo for our entire time. So like we were playing like a version of the game that didn't have boost yet at events.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, when you sometimes beat those events and not have like all the abilities, and it's just like, oh god, this is not how I'm used to playing.
which I still loved Chaos Squad. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that was so much fun.
Yeah, if you can find a game, it's great. You gotta try and organize that online though, because it can be tough to get a game, especially on the DLC maps these days, just because the player count isn't so high anymore for people looking for it.
Oh.
All you people asking questions about Spider-Man and gadgets and weapon wheels or whatever, we're not answering those questions. Sorry. Like, I knew you were gonna ask when we were talking about that, but
No
not
comment.
anything we're going to comment.
Is it a
on.
weapon web?
Oh, what? Instead of Jesus.
Like it just looks like a web.
So any final questions as we get shot to? Oh wait, let's get a respawn animation here to close this out. What are we gonna get?
What are we gonna get?
Oh, we got the portal one.
Did not know anything about Spider-Man at all.
Any?
Guys, you guys can't say anything, but I can make up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that's right. You don't work here, so you can do whatever the hell you want, and I'll just probably get in trouble for it anyway. All right, final question to close this out. What's your from Silent Tremor? What is your favorite gadget in Ratchet and Clank? And I'll say it could be weapon too, because whatever.
I'd say the Pixelator from Ratchet and Clank PS4.
Pixelator.
Yeah, it's basically the shotgun that turns.
Yeah, that turns everything into 2-bit. Or
Visually, it's awesome. Technically, it's crazy that we did that.
It's harder. It's really hard to make something look crappy.
Yes.
Than it is. Actually, someone asked the question, and I'm going to shift gears slightly. It says it harder. It's harder to make a game easy than it is to make a game hard.
Yeah.
I would agree with the general idea behind that.
Yeah, like trickier to like make something feel rewarding while being easy than it is to just make something be really hard.
Yeah, otherwise you feel it's too powerful.
I think it's like that's the whole thing. Like it's hard to make something easy that's rewarding, but it's also hard to make something hard that's fair. And those are like the two things. I remember even in this game, like there was some really like when the guys that could put the little crystals on the grind path and knock you off of it. Like that felt very unfair to people. Man, I love that challenge. Like after playing as much as I did, I was like, oh, I love this challenge. What did we pull up? Did you pull up some?
Oh, it's just
Gunkers.
smartphones.
They're called gunkers.
I thought you the gunkers. You're right. I thought you were pulling up like a specific one that you knew.
No, I did.
Favorite ratchet weapon?
Probably the bouncer. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, bouncer's
it's just
great.
like to see all the little ones come out, and it's just. I remember seeing that when it first came out. It was just fun.
Okay, last thing. I know Mario Odyssey is the 27th. That's what we're playing on the stream. If you tune in 2 p.m. on Friday, click that follow button. It'll let you know when we're live.
Cool.
And but we're gonna be playing Mario Odyssey. But Friday's another big day because Stranger Things season 2. Are you excited?
Oh my God, yes.
Because someone asked, who was that asked about Stranger Things? Wario Boy asked about that. I'm very excited for Stranger Things. I'm gonna be watching that as soon as I possibly can when I'm not playing Mario.
Netflix is hitting it out of the park. Did you see The Babysitter yet?
I haven't.
Catch it. It's good.
Okay, Babysitter. Are you Stranger Things? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'm excited.
You didn't seem
I'm
as excited.
No, I like Stranger Things. I'm not like. hyper on the Stranger Things train, but I enjoy it and I'm excited about it. I burn through a lot of bad TV, so I can watch anything.
You gonna knock it out this weekend?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, guys, thanks for watching. This has been a fun stream. Brandon, thanks for coming in,
No problem.
joining
Anytime.
us. Sorry we didn't get to kill you in the game, but maybe we'll do that another time.
okay.
Mark,
Monday.
thanks for
Monday.
coming on as well.
Always a pleasure.
If you want to keep up with us, we're always on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all just Insomniac Games. Follow us there. But definitely click the follow button here on Twitch. Let you know when we're live next. We'll be back on Friday with Mario Odyssey, so if you can put your
Fun.
Switch down long enough or stop watching Stranger Things long enough to come join us.
Or Assassin's Creed.
We'll show you some. Oh, that's out this week too?
That Friday.
I'm so obsessed with Mario. It's like hard to realize. But yeah, we'll play some Assassin's Creed at some point as well too. I might wait for my Xbox One X to play that on. That might be my showpiece Xbox One X game.
Totally.
Thank you guys for watching and for bearing with us through the technical issue earlier. And Brandon broke his finger. That's what's up with his finger. He's going to get it fixed. He was riding a mechanical bull. You missed it earlier. Watch the stream back if you want. You can always check out all our past streams and videos too. We'll see you guys on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific for Mario Odyssey. And we're